is advised.
Hey everyone, this video is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering you a free audiobook with a 30-day free trial membership. All you need to do is go to audibletrial.com/bgunlocked. The link is in the description below, and now enjoy the video. Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for Project Elite, which is the new version of Project Elite, not the old one. What do you guys think?
I liked it. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was madness.
It's better than I thought it was going to be.
Right? Because I know... Kat, I don't even... Do you like real-time games?
Yeah.
I know she likes Escape.
I know you like Escape. I don't know if you... I know you don't really care for Millennium Blades, which is another real-time game. You like Fuse, though.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, it's kind of like everything. I'm not going to like every single one.
No, you have to like every single one.
I do like
yeah, like, You know what I'm most blown away by? The streamlined nature of this game.
Yeah.
That's actually what really has blown me away, because whenever I got this rule book, I was like, oh, 28 pages? That's gonna, like... Because my impression was that the whole game was real-time. Drawing cards, swarming, and all that, and oh my god, it's not, and it's so nice. Don't get me wrong, it's still extremely chaotic, but in a manageable way. Like... It's so fun. This game is so good.
The thing because I'm not a big fan of real-time games a lot, but just having it just 2 minutes of each round.
Yeah.
Going crazy, doing dice resolution, getting everything figured out, and then having that time to come up with a plan.
Right.
Like we did. Just like, okay, Kat's going to go back here and protect this place so she's hurt and stuff, and we can go out.
Yeah, we can try that. And, like, it's one of those chaotic natures where everything is really, really thematic and really fun, like running in and just kind of like using your rep gun just to blow like alien, like all the swarms. It's just like one shot, one kill, till the bosses come out. They're the big meaty ones where it's like, oh shit, how is this gonna affect?
Even the one that wasn't meaty, we just didn't have time to focus her. She was only like 3 HP.
Yeah, she just basically
ran.
Yeah, she put slime down and made it quicker for us.
Or for her.
Well, for the spawn to come out, but yeah, it's like, okay, like you have to weigh your options. Okay, do we go this way, or like, because you can plan as much as you want, and then it's like, okay, so that sounds good. All right, let's do some spawn cards, and then like one side of the board just gets swarmed, and you're like,
you pretty much
new plan.
You pretty much cannot. It's just null and void until you see what's coming out to plan. Like you can have a general idea of what you want to do, but yeah, it's definitely you have to wait to see.
Well, it's cool because, like, during the craziness where, like, the real time where everyone's rolling, that's all your stuff. The only interaction you really have with them is if you roll the red thing and it gets moved.
Yeah.
And you have to quickly decide, where they're moving.
Yeah.
But other than that, you don't have to deal with, like, their abilities or if they're going to move. It's a very manageable real time.
Well, and I'll say, if this was not real time, if it was flat out co-op stuff, it would not work.
Yeah, I agree.
Because,
I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say my biggest thing about co-op games that I don't like is when you can quarterback. That you have that one person be like, do this, do this, do this. Now you can come up with a plan like we were doing in between.
Right.
But if you're not rolling, you somebody's not going to sit there and be looking at the dice you're rolling and tell you what to do. I mean, ultimately, it's your decision.
Yeah, like,
so
you're only ever focused on what you're doing. So it's like, here's what I'm going to do.
So the lack of bossy, the bossy player thing is
well, it's also, it does something that's pretty interesting because in a lot of cooperative games, like, you are engaged in, I'm engaged in everyone's turn. So I'll sit there and watch you doing your turn and be, like, into it. But what this game does is, like, I had no idea what the fuck you guys were doing.
Oh yeah, you get tunnel vision big. Like you're like doing your turn and it's time and you look back and you're like, holy shit.
I'm like, oh god, you're all the way over there, and then like Brad's like, yeah, I got two search tokens. The guy's like, oh yeah, I just sniped that through that alley.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I killed the big guy.
Yeah, like it's amazing how like just focused in you are on your own stuff.
Which is really neat because it's like that allows the player to kind of like input their own story and be like, hey, this is what I did, and be excited about the crazy thing that they were able to do, versus like one person just kind of doing their turn and then everyone else just watching.
It's got more realism.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes it so intense, is because you are dealing with your own crap
Yeah.
and hoping that your other people are
that
handling their
your team
business.
is competent, but at the same time, it's like it's like if I looked up and like let's say there were still a bunch of enemies that like Cat didn't kill or something, then it's like, well, why didn't you kill anyone? And it's like I couldn't roll.
Yeah, it's like
roll the
meantime
dice.
I'm rolling like all the movement for the enemy, and I'm like,
Right.
Nice.
I mean, you were 1 second away from the game for us losing because you could not roll a movement. Which, for the record,
lots of guns.
There's only one symbol of each.
Yeah,
on-
I figured
on
because that's
each.
part of what makes it hard too.
Which would have made it even more epic would have been on your extra roll at the round if you would have rolled a
That's
movement.
true.
I do like that last
That's
minute
like sliding
jump.
into
Yeah.
the door.
Like as it
I
closes.
lose my hat, but I grab it at the last minute.
But here's the thing. Like, there's a lot to this game. Like, there's this map is double-sided.
Okay.
So there's that. There's another big map. There's an alien ship that you can go on.
Okay, so there's variety. It's not always going to be like a.
These are all the heroes that you get. So you have a bunch of ones that, like, I think out of everyone's here, the special abilities, yours was the best.
Oh,
For
yeah,
this,
that was,
specifically for this.
Yeah.
For the way that
Scenario
this
map,
ran out. Because what's cool is that you can do this again with the exact, like, everything. Like, play this exact same situation again, and it's going to feel completely different because of the way the spawn cards come out. The way that these boss cards come out. We actually had 4 all clears left. So, because you only put a certain, you have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I actually had 2 more all clears. Oh, well. But then you have, bosses that come out. So that's going to change because there's a bunch of different bosses. Then, so your ability might not be as good because they could all be coming in a different path. I feel like Cat's was not that great.
I feel like it's definitely not like a.
It sounds better.
Well, no, it is really good because it gives you a chance to do something that you may not have done.
True.
Like, it gives you a chance. Like, let's say I had laid down like my detonator that needed all 4. I had only gotten 3. I'm like, that fucking sucks. My turn's done.
Yeah, you know.
I have a chance to re-roll that last one.
But it sucks because you have all those 3 locked in, and you have that 1 in 6 chance to be like.
But it's better than taking your whole turn, wasting all 3.
That's true.
At least you feel like, okay, maybe I'll be able to do something.
Right.
So it just gives you an extra, like, okay, I might feel better about this.
Right.
So
I thought mine. I really, really liked mine because I had weapons that were good with killing, so I was always at least killing 1. I think I missed maybe 3 or 4 times, but I was always okay. I got my gun, shoot it. Okay, let's roll. There's a 6, kill 1 because I had a decent range, especially with how they were all clustered. So I'd sit here and I'd be able to reach 2, and then it's like killed 1, and then I'll just be like, oh, move back. It was really nice. So what's really cool is that 1, you can't quarterback because there's no way. If someone can quarterback in a real time game, just let them fucking play.
Then they're ruining the other game.
That's what I'm saying, because, I mean, we can... That plan can be quarterbacked.
Yeah.
But then ultimately...
By the time you're
right.
doing things...
If you're not rolling for that plan, you got to alter and
Right.
change.
2 minutes
things are
goes
moving
by
and-
very quickly.
But yeah, so then... but then, yeah, everyone has their own unique ability that allows them to use it really whenever, like, however they want. Do you guys have any negatives for the game? Any issues?
It's not a big one.
Yeah.
My only thing was how difficult it could be to... And that's going to be scenario-based.
Right.
Like, because, like, if I take 2 damage, and I'm assuming it's...
No, I need 4.
Yeah,
before.
if I took 2 damage, I'm down to 3 dice.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of difficult to get healing unless you...
You have to go
Now
back
I know
and
it's going to be
search.
different maps, different situations, so
right.
I'm just going off of this
Maybe put out like
one
a few
play.
extra like med packs like scattered
Well,
about.
see, I think that I actually like that balance because your ability is so
Right,
gross.
and that's...
So it warrants that it's like you take 2 hits. It's going to take a lot for you to take 2 damage, honestly, because I feel like a lot of it is going to be people getting knocked back and taking damage. So it'd have to be from shooters or the flies or whatever, these things that are going to hurt you. Now, if you didn't have that ability and it was like 2 damage still and you lose a die, that's a little bit...
Like I said, I mean, it's not really a complaint.
Right.
It's just that
It's
was just the
definitely
one
brutal.
It's
thing
just
that
there is going to be situations because it does rely on dice where the scenario might take an incredibly nasty turn. And, I mean, but the whole point of the game, not the whole point, the whole feel of the game is, like, it's tower defense. It's very hectic. Hell, even at the, because, like, I thought we were going to have at least one round of, like, okay, well, they're going to be back here, and then we're going to get to meet them halfway. Nah, like, it was round one, and then they were already moving, because I forgot whenever we were starting that when you roll the red, it's just like, oh shit, that also causes them to move. So it took, like, 10 seconds before we were already running and gunning. But man, this is so much fun. Because how long did that take?
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe,
I don't know when we started.
Maybe like an hour. I mean, it's 8 rounds at roughly 2 minutes for sure in that round, but then you have to do the swarming. That part's just a little bit fiddly.
Because it can just get overloaded, and sometimes when it gets to be too much, it's kind of like, I don't want to do this.
Right, it's kind of like, yeah, it's like, okay, let's spawn this. Okay, 3 shooters at 3. Okay, so these are all moving here. But I will say, with that being said, the way you have so much freedom with how these aliens are being pushed.
Yeah.
It's not railroaded in a very specific way. It's like, okay, well, this can push it here. Oh, but we can have it go here, and it won't push any further. I really like that.
So yeah, like if there is a better path to take, it's not like the rules. Because I know some games will say they'll always go like
it's like against the
fastest
players,
way. Yeah. So this way we get to choose like, okay, this isn't as bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's only one space away where it would have been, but still that one space can literally save you.
Right, and you still have those spots where it's like, well, they're going to be going. That's how they're getting there. But you do have a lot of freedom, like of where they want to move, and then you can have them go this way. We even were able to do it in such a way where it's like cat killed enough that if we move, and you get to move the aliens in any order you want. So it's like if we move this, then they won't push, and then the runners won't get there in time.
Yeah.
I think that's a fantastic balance because of the loss condition. One alien gets to the starting zone, boom, you lose.
Yeah.
One person dies, you lose. And you were literally
I was teetering.
Yeah, you were 2 spaces away from death. I only ever took 3
on
damage.
3 dice for quite a while.
Well, it's because right, and but you got your charges out like the quickest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas then Brad and I were like, okay, here's what we need to do. So round 7, we need to plant. And you rolled like all 4 of your.
Yeah, mine were easy. There was still like over a minute left.
Yeah, and you're like, I already rolled them all. It's like, do it. Just like, we don't want to risk it because
it was like I kept 2 of them aside.
Yeah,
so I rolled 2, and then I rolled the other ones, and it was like, oh, there we go.
Yep. Yeah, and it's like you have to. I like that option of like dice can be locked. And it's like, do you want to do it or do you want to hold off? Because it's like if you hadn't, you're like, okay, I'm gonna try and kill some more and wait. You could potentially not roll it, or because in round 8, if you didn't get it, we would have lost because you couldn't have gotten to the end. Kat, do you have any negatives?
Not really, other than like just the clusterfucks that can happen.
Yeah, I always like tower defense. Like I've like even old video games like PC games where it's tower defense and it's a slow build. This is just chaos from the beginning.
Oh yeah,
but it's manageable. Like it's not real time where it's just like go for. I mean. Escape is 10 minutes of that. Millennium Blades is real time.
Right.
You have a lot of time to make your deck. And Fuse is pretty manageable too. That's also 10 minutes. But man, time just flies. That 2 minutes, it's like, okay, I'm gonna roll. And wait, we're already out of time.
Yeah.
I rolled 4 4 things.
So. Well, it helped having somebody at some time when they were getting close to their turn, give the heads up when there's 30 seconds and stuff, because the sounds of the app didn't really delineate if it was a minute and a half, 1 minute, 30 seconds, whatever. So
I think it was like the sirens.
But because I heard it at that one time, and I was like, crap, we're down to 30 seconds already. I looked up and it was just a minute still.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
It was like every 30 seconds.
And that's with the app. I mean, the app is very atmospheric. I like it a lot. But yeah, you're right. It needs to kind of be a little bit more clear over how much, but
like if you could just put in a voice saying
right. I mean, I would even take a very pronounced when the time's over, like because there are times
like
where
the gong in
but I mean, there is
maybe like a little alien roar.
There is so much to this game, and here's one cool thing that I really want. So there's the Rook pack. You get a special die. with them. They're like the big guys in mech suits. These are all the heroes. You can also find like equipment like within the deck and like watchtowers and stuff. But here's one of the bosses that I think is really cool. It's the Death Maw, and he has his own like deck and own special rules. This is it.
Oh wow. Oh cool.
I do think that's kind of cool, and how he would, and you can actually replace his butt with a stinger.
Oh.
How would he move? Is he just kind of?
I don't know. He does have his own. He does have his own rules though, and there's a special map on that. But what do you guys think of the bosses?
They were decently challenging, but not like.
Yeah, I was gonna say the ones that we got early were good early bosses. Like if we would have gotten that one that was a spawn point, or if we would have gotten that one, the task, whatever that one was,
we would have had to
those would have been super hard.
Yeah.
Like
that's true. But
this one just dropped slime, and
right.
that one can't remember what the hell that one did, but
he shot.
We definitely would have been trying to.
So I mean, the right bosses came out at the right time.
Right.
That's another variation, because
it's like if you're right, the Mind Eater that causes everything to move one, or the Gut Slug as a spawn location. Yeah, you're right. Like it's I really like them though, because there's a balance. It's like, okay, well, if this one's a spawn point, well, he doesn't do anything but that. He's not going to damage us. He's not going to do anything of that. They don't heal. There's probably a boss in there that heals things.
Yeah, sure.
But they're manageable. Even the big guy that I killed, the Thrakes, heroes within range 3 suffer 1 damage, and then heroes within range 1 suffer 1 additional damage. So if you're right up on him and you don't kill him, but it's just, I really like this game a lot because he has 6 health. That sounds like a lot, but it's not like, oh, I use my gun's done. Like, I can, shoot, I got some hits, well, I'm just going to keep going and just keep trying to focus fire.
And I guess that's the other thing, because so many of these games that I've played, because I haven't played too many real-time stuff like this, is like the Yahtzee style. Once you get what you want, it's locked. Now you can place the stuff on your card, and as you use them, you just keep going. So you get so many uses out of that 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Man,
I'm really trying to think. The other thing, I like those events. They suck, and the ongoing ones are shit, but I really like them. I think this game had a really, really good balance of difficulty to fun, where it wasn't so easy, where it's like, why are we doing this? But it's also not so hard, where it's also like, why are we doing this?
Right, yeah. It's not
and
round 2 and we lose.
Right, because there was one, it was like, okay, well now, because we got really lucky on one of them, like the first draw, I was like, oh, there's no aliens.
And the very last one was no effect.
Yeah.
No effect.
Smiley face meant even more.
But like the one where it's like hero special abilities have no effect.
That one
it's
sucked.
like,
I would have been dead.
You would have died.
Because I got pushed so much.
Yeah, because yours is so important.
Right, or if you didn't die, you'd be down to like 2 dice trying to book it. You're all limping.
Well, and you use your ability, it was either round 7. I think, is when you were using it to help push back.
Yeah.
Because that ended up, look how close things got.
Right.
I'm not saying those are ones that you move back, but it tempered the tide a
In the
little
long
bit.
Right. I kept trying to focus on the runners. I kept trying to push them back, just keep kinetic pulsing them.
Right.
But you're right. If that happened, then it's gone. Or it's like, let's say it was still there, but you and I made it, and Kat's there. She doesn't make it. She's like, I don't get to roll my final dice.
Right.
So, but they're relatively easy to get rid of. It just takes some of your dice.
Yeah, you just have to know when you're gonna like ours was a good 30-second. Like we would look down and be like, okay, if we're gonna take that out, we might as well just try.
Yes, that was a good strategy, because it's like normally it's games where it's like, oh, you have to get rid of this before you can do anything. It's like, nope. If we manage our time well, we can kill a whole bunch of things. And then everyone focused fire.
We had up to 12 dice between the 3 of us. I know you were down a dice.
Yeah.
Or 2, but so then when the last 30 seconds,
most likely you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
And I happen to get all 3 games.
You're like, oh, there we go, done.
Right.
But,
It was fun.
The minis aren't amazing. Like they're relatively detailed. They're kind of lighter. They feel cheaper. But I think that's okay, because you're just really quickly moving them.
Well, and they get handled a lot.
Yeah.
Too. You're just constantly
Yeah.
They're labeled on the bottom
You
too,
know.
so at least you know they're like 1,
Right.
2, 3, 4.
The one thing, they're not labeled, they're numbered.
I guess that's
It's like, that means nothing
I was
to me.
like, that is.
that is the correct term. Yes.
The one thing I'll have to look through all my cards, but because there's a bunch of heroes, there's a bunch of bosses. I mean, well, these are all the bosses, except the Death Maw. He wasn't coming out. I'd like to see more swarms. Like there's only the 4, but maybe that's why they have the variety of the bosses, because like you're drawing 2, and then chances are they're going to be coming out. So maybe it's not that big of a deal. But you know me, I just want more.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have any? You guys have anything else to say?
Not really.
Yeah, I mean it's very, very, very streamlined.
Yeah.
So,
Easy
I
to
like
do.
also how you get a reward for killing the bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they're
That they're not. Yeah, that they're tough, but they're tough for a reason, because you do get an alien tech that can really help you out.
right, and they're pretty good. I like the
It's like more
fluidity.
incentive.
Yeah, with this
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, well I have a bunch of items. There's a med pack. Funny enough,
Yeah.
med pack. Funny enough.
And
Guns.
that came in the option to either draw those 3 immediately or wait till my turn. That came in handy because
That
at one
is
point Brad got to draw when he just like got him, but I chose to wait because
Yeah.
I was like, I don't need it right
I
now. I
started
need to.
waiting just to save time.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
That's an interesting mechanic.
'Cause you have
'cause-
to analyze really quick if you draw them during the 2 minutes.
Right.
And you might make the wrong choice.
Well, I think if you played the game a lot, you'd know
yeah,
what the stuff
you might
was,
get a
so
little
you
better.
wouldn't.
True.
Because it could come into effect like immediately. Like if you could automatically heal if you.
Oh,
you know,
right.
You know, if you wait, then you don't get.
I mean,
that
yeah, because if
opportunity
you
to-
know that a med pack is going to be like two of those finger things, then you can like hold on to 2 of them, and then try to search and be like, oh, I got one, and then immediately use it, which is cool because you can hold dice aside. You don't have to spend them, but once you spend them, you get them back. So that's what I was doing at the round 8, is I was holding my movements down, and then like was just was zipping on.
Yeah.
But I really like how the guns can get attachments. Like there's one gun stabilizer that I attach, and now it's my to hit value is lowered by 1. So now it's okay. Well, I roll 3 dice and now I hit on 5s or 6s. I really like it. I think Simon did a really good job. I don't remember what happened with the initial.
Tom Vassell explained because they did just enough to get the Kickstarter out, but they couldn't do any more.
Yeah.
I think it was because it was whoever did the first Kickstarter. You know, they got it out, but it was really delayed. And it was one of those things like he didn't make any money because of.
That's right.
I
That does
think
sound,
he set his
that sounds-
goals, so
Yeah.
he only made just enough to get the games out to people.
Yeah.
And then I think the company folded, and they
that-
teamed up to.
That sounds accurate. That
I'm
sounds
pretty
about
sure
right.
that's something along those lines. Anyway.
Yeah.
So,
And I gotta say, there's a lot of really cool variants. Like I mentioned, there's the Alien Ship Rescue, Death Maw Valley, and even in the rulebook, there is how many missions? 1, 2, 3. There's 5 total missions. We did demolition, but then there's exploration, there's recon, extermination, and capture. So there's those 5, and then I'm pretty sure the other expansion packs add more. But there's even an ammo pack. Like when you equip a non-basic weapon, you place 3 ammo on top of that card, and each time it's activated, you discard it, and you have to go find ammo crates. So you can run out of ammo. That would be insane.
right.
So definitely have a lot of variation with this.
Well, and we didn't really go into it a whole lot, but I mean, there's a lot of replayability because of all that the combinations, the way things come out, and the different difficulty levels.
Difficulty levels.
You know, spawning phase. You know, just all the different.
Yep, because because easy to medium, it really isn't that bad. Like the spawn cards are still the same, but you do an extra boss card. Hard, you just do an extra spawn and then same number of boss cards. So it's not one of those games where it's like easy is just like way too fucking like dumb, and then you go to medium and it's like what the it's like insanely difficult. The difficulty spike is just not balanced.
Well, we were halfway through this game, and I didn't think we were gonna pull it off for sure.
Right.
I mean, we were pretty screwed there for a few.
And that
points,
was every time it's like we do something. It's kind of like that the roller coaster feeling where it's like okay, let's do spawn phase.
Yeah.
Crap. I mean, you're not gonna. I mean, it's like that pandemic feeling where you do the infection, and you're like, God, how are we gonna do this? And then you deal with it, and then it's like, okay, whew.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it again. Then it's like, oh God,
Yeah.
there's so many. And then you're because you just feel like a badass. Everyone gets to have their moment. It's not one person doing everything, and then people the other players just dicking around participating.
Right.
But yeah, because there's also a bunch of different events that get shuffled into the event deck, and then there's only 8 cards. So I like it. Scale of 1 to 10. Brad.
You start off with me, huh?
Yeah. This is also your first recording with us.
Yeah, I would.
Well, you've been on top 10s and all that, but
yes.
playthrough wise.
I came into it with pretty low expectations because of the real time.
Yeah.
Plus, I was expecting it to be really more complex than what it was. It was very easy to learn. Like we sat down, you talked about the one stuff.
And I'm like, all right, here you go. That's
the dice
it.
go there. They do that. I mean, the iconography and the graphic design is really well done.
Yeah.
Everything. I would probably do an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
That's a good.
Yeah, good
ranking,
solid.
though.
Like, I play a lot of stuff solo, as anybody that listens to, or watches the channel knows.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would own it, like, just because.
Right.
I mean, I know it can be played that way, but
It sounds interesting. I might give it a shot to see if it's too much, because you pick two. I mean, it even says it in the setup, which was nice. You just like you pick 2 heroes. You roll 5 dice total that go between both players, and then the cards that you draw is as if in a 2-player game. So you would only do like you would do 2 cards, 2 spawn cards, and then 1 boss card.
yeah. So I mean, you know, it's one of those. I don't think I'll probably go out and spend the.
Right. I don't
Because
know
if I got it, I would probably get the Kickstarter version, and I'd have to go spend a couple $100s and stuff
Right.
like that. But I'll play your copy for sure.
There you go.
Nope, you're not allowed to anymore. You have to own your own copy before you can play my copy.
Yeah. You guys can trade every once in a while.
No, I am glad because I mean, I wouldn't say I've wrote off CMON, but I'm not ecstatic about their games whenever they release them unless it's
Unless you want to
Onk.
wait. For
yeah, or
that's gonna
yeah,
be the thing. They're so far like backed
right.
up on stuff.
Because like Onk and Blood Rage, not Blood Rage. What? Well, yes, but Onk and Bloodborne are their 2 games that I'm just like,
Yeah,
come
I
on.
only own one Xemon game now, and it's Arcadia Quest.
Yeah.
And next year though I'll be spending all the money on the Masters of the Universe.
That's
thing
CMON?
that they're doing. Yeah, they announced it. They're gonna do He-Man Masters of the
Oh,
Universe.
that's right. I was thinking of a different. I was thinking of the Blacklist Sentinels
Oh no.
game. All right, 8 out of 10. Cat.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8.5.
8.5.
I did enjoy it. It was really easy to learn. You said it was easy to learn, so I'm like, oh, okay, we'll see how that goes.
But I'm like, Feudum. No, it's easy to learn.
There were things that I was extra clarifying just in the beginning because normally with games like, especially with a co-op game, if you're confused, you can ask like at that moment, and it's okay. But in a real time game, you have to make sure you get it down, and it's very understandable.
Yeah.
So that was good. That's always a bonus, especially when you are working so fast. If somebody's stumbling, that could ruin.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. If someone doesn't know what they're doing, or is constantly asking questions, because I remember you asked something in the middle of the thing, and I'm like, I'm not listening to you. I have no idea what you just asked me.
I was like, I'm just gonna say yes.
You're like, I need this to search, and I'm like, sure.
And you said you need an hourglass, and I was like, there's no hourglass. I'm just gonna go with that.
Yeah, I wasn't listening.
Well, and that's the thing with this, like, a real-time game, it's about the fun and the intensity.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be little
things that you miss
that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think at one point, I moved a few aliens whenever our abilities were gone, because I read, I'm like, that sucks, and then like we got going, and I immediately forgot.
I think I moved something here without giving them the extra spot.
Yeah.
Something. So it's little things, but it doesn't take away from the enjoyment of everything.
Yeah, that's just to be expected. Like when we're under pressure, it's all about the fun, and as long as it's not like you always roll this and you just never move them. Like if you're not intentionally doing it.
I think it would have been hilarious if you didn't get a move. She was the one standing right here when that turn started. We're way down here.
I was like,
turns around, has a stroke, and just eats shit.
I had a heart attack. I was like, okay, so Brad got in first, but I was closer. No big deal. Like,
right, and then I book it, and I'm just like, Vicky, you're like, I did it!
and I look over and I'm like, 3 seconds!
We look, you run out here.
Yeah.
Why?
I slipped on a banana peel.
Like, you're just out, you're like, let me go. It's like, okay, Angelina. Right, and that could be, I mean, for stuff like that, that could easily frustrate people. I think that was actually, honestly, one of the things that I, like, because you want to roll so fast, and it's like, you roll, and let's say that's a red, but, like, it's like, I'm looking at the, not the red, then you can, like,
You're
pick
not,
them up.
like, you have
it's
to
like, oh, crap,
it.
no, I gotta move, and, like, I remember there was one time where I rolled 3, and I think, and I was trying to, I was trying to get my demolition set, and then I did it, and I'm like, okay, now I'll move.
I did that at one point. I was like, I will remember, I'll just move them.
Well, it didn't change anything. I mean,
it's like, they're going to move anyway,
So, I think I like it a little bit more than you guys, actually. I'm going to give it a 9. I can definitely see why this was Tom Vassel's favorite game, with just the overall experience was just so much fun. Like, I was engrossed the entire time. Like, with how simple the game is to learn, and the variation of heroes to bosses to swarms to missions is just endless replayability. But it almost seems like that no matter what you have out, the complexity is going to stay the same. This was great at 3 players too. Like, it wasn't like, oh god, if we had one more, we would have been because then that means more swarms, more chances for us to get in everyone's way, more chances for someone to not make it to the end.
Well, and I think that's the thing with being simultaneous. Stuff too, with the speed stuff.
True.
Everybody's doing that stuff. If it was like, okay, you're going to do all your actions, then I'll do mine. I mean, that's what would slow it down. That's why it goes so much quicker.
Right.
Everybody does all their stuff in 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone is totally involved in their own thing, like you said. Because there's times where it's like, I don't really care what that person is doing on their turn. It was really fun to sit there and look and me try and snake my way and kill here, and I'm like, okay, awesome. I look over and Brad's back there, and I'm like, last I checked, you were in here. How did you get all the way over there?
You need to heal.
Yeah, you need to heal. So
that was funny because we literally all kind of came out of our own space and we were like, Jesus!
It's like, you guys got this?
Yeah.
I need to go get a Band-Aid.
And meanwhile, we're just like, good.
Yeah, what? Oh, yeah, sure.
You're behind me, good.
Yeah, just also, this game is so much fun.
Yeah, it was.
So, that's it, everyone. That's our thoughts on Project Elite. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.